Make this carnival a special one at Spice Isle Jewelry. Get up to 40% off our collection of silver and gold jewelry with purchases above $115. Visit our 2 locations on Grenville Street, St. George's and Spiceland Mall, Grand Anse, and see our fine selection of traditional West Indian bangles, necklaces, earrings, rings, and our unique handmade pieces. Step into Spice Isle Jewelry and shop in air-conditioned comfort with friendly, helpful, and courteous staff. We also pay the most for scrap gold. Our repair service is second to none. Treat yourself or someone special with something special from Spice Isle Jewelry, serving you since 1986. Call us on telephone number 440-3155 or 440-6648. Sale ends August 31st.
Yeah. Welcome, one and all. Welcome to Ride Along Live. Yes. How you guys doing? As you come in, go ahead and share up the thing. Kibbs, let me see who's the first in the chat. First up, who else than Lydia James? Lydia, welcome back from a whole month of being behind bars. You could post now, you could do your thing. Yeah, Lydia is back. Welcome, Lydia. Thank you. Always nice to have you on board. James Douglas, Rockin' J on the inside. How you doing? Big up yourself. Thank you so much. Jenny, I see you. Everyone, all over the world, guys. As you guys come and go ahead and share the program right now. Very interesting, very important program we have for you today, guys. And it's serious discussion because within the past 6 to 8 months is a story that we have been looking at. We have been getting sporadic calls on instances that happen in Grenada. Well, let me tell you, it has a few calls from Grenada, but we did get some other calls from other countries as well. So it seems like this is somehow being widespread around the Caribbean. But today, our guest is on to share her story of what happened to her in Grenada on the allegation of a dishonest builder. That's her allegation. A dishonest builder who she said went away with all she money. We will hear much more about that. And we also have a response from that said builder. So we're getting it from both sides. It's important to have both sides of the conversation. Yeah? Yes. So very interesting conversation. As you come in, guys, go ahead and share the thing right now. Share it. Watching from Brooklyn. Denise, how you doing? Michelle Lopez, thank you so much for locking it on. We appreciate you so much. And guys, today we have some guests in studio that's going to be just watching on the program, and tell you a little bit later of a big song, massive song by this. I ain't gonna tell you more. I want to spoil the surprise. Just a lot happening inside Ride Along Studio right now. Yulene, thank you so much. Violet, thank you so much. How you forget your co? Yes, how could I forget Fabiola? Fabiola, I can never forget you. How I go do that? Thank you so much, Bob. St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the building. Thank you so much, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. All right, so everybody share. Let me make sure everybody share, guys, because it's important. Because I want everybody, no matter where they are, to watch this program. Let me go ahead and share on my page. Let me share on my page. Hey, London, how you doing? Big up all yourself. Big up London, crew in London. My brother Jerry is also in London as well. Big up yourself. Corinne, Russell. All right, guys, let's go. So as we promoted, guys, over the past 6 to 8 months, we have been getting calls on instances of returning nationals who either reside in the US or Canada or England, who in some reason or the other, well, we know the reason because they love their homeland and they want to build their life. They come here, they work, and obviously they want to go return back home and build their empire in their native land, right? So we've been following stories of instances of various contractors or builders that have been given the task and they came up unhappy, either unhappy of the work or just no work done at all. So we recently got a call from a young lady. Her name is Simone, and she is joining us right now from Grenada. Simone, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I am.
All right. So, Simone, welcome to the ride. I take it that it might be a kind of emotional one for you
Very
because
much.
there are so much things that transpired, so much expectations that was not met. And
Right.
so we really want to hear your story, Simone, and see what could be done quite possibly to avoid the next would-be person from doing this. All right. So, Simone, what's the story? Tell us from the beginning. What happened?
So, like you mentioned, that everybody wants to build their home, come back home to build their house, right? So I came back, got a builder. He claimed he was a builder.
Hmm.
He sent me some of his work.
Right.
Um, I chose him because he also was doing a neighbor's work, so I decided to go with him.
Right.
However, I gave him the first phase money.
Hmm.
When I first started, I gave him the first phase, the whole of the first phase.
Right.
I had an emergency and I had to leave Grenada.
Okay. Before
And
we go, before we get that far,
yeah,
explain what area of Grenada were you
St.
planning?
David's area.
St. David's area. So you
Yeah,
moved from
St. David's area.
Grenada, right? So you moved from Grenada and you moved to Canada for a number of years, correct?
No, no, no. I'm moving. No, I'm from St. John's. Yeah, and I
Okay.
moved to Canada, and yeah, moving back to Grenada.
Okay, so you decide to
Mm.
move back. You got this person who you said that they you saw them doing some previous work for somebody else, and you
Right,
decided that you would use them. All right, so they're
right,
building the house. So there was an
right,
agreement. There was an agreement that the person
right,
would do the project in phases,
right.
right? So was it a written agreement? Did you have an official contract with that
I
person?
had an official contract with the person. Yes, they told me on the contract stated of how much weeks it would take to complete the first phase, and the
Mhm.
amount it would take to complete all
Right.
phases.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you pay the person, you went ahead and you
Yeah.
paid the person for the first phase. And how much phases
Right.
was there in supposed to be in total? I'm just trying to get a
Three
full understanding.
phases. Three phases.
Three phases. So by the time the end of the third phase, he should be handing over your keys and everything should be
Handing
done.
over the keys. Correct.
Okay, all right, good. So we are at the point right now where you said, you were going ahead and paying for the first phase.
The first
Start back
phase.
from there.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So
So
go ahead.
I gave him. Okay. So I gave him the first phase. I was there to Grenada to see, the foundation and so on. I had an emergency. I had to leave.
Mhm.
I was convinced to let him come, continue work until I come back.
Right.
Unfortunately for me, I got calls from the electrician, the architect, and they said the building wasn't going according to plan. Before that,
From the first phase,
before
but
that,
from the first phase, you were told that the phase was not going as planned. Because the first phase was like an
let me go
excavation,
back.
right?
Sorry. So the first phase,
Right,
when I left, it was starting the first phase.
right,
By the time I left Grenada, I was called from him to tell me to send the second phase money.
right. So
Right.
the first phase was excavation, digging up, cutting trees, preparing the place, and digging
Well, the
and stuff.
trees already, I already did all of that. So it was a different set of first phase, right? You know, the foundation and yeah, pretty much
Okay,
those things,
all right.
right?
What was the average? What was the average, like, city average cost that for the first phase, if you don't mind?
Average about 140,000.
About 140,000 for the first phase. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Go ahead from there. So the first phase was paid,
Right.
and
And the first phase has not been completed
okay,
to the
so
full.
the first phase was not completed.
No.
Okay, all right.
So I
So,
got called
mhm,
for the second phase money. I
right,
sent not all, I didn't complete all of it. I've sent some of it.
right,
Right. And I was told that he was going to cast, the floor or whatever.
right.
So like I said, I got calls from people who's on the team and said that they cannot go forward because the building is not going according to plan. So I had to, you know, come back emergency to see what was really going on with the building.
So from
Right.
the first phase, and I don't mean to interrogate you, but I just want to get a full understanding
That's
of the
okay.
whole thing, right? Um, after the first phase, things was not going as planned. Things was not going
No,
right.
no.
So why
But I
why
was not here. I
but
was not here.
or you was not there? So he was
No,
told
I
that the
was not
first
here.
phase, the digging, the plastering, that piece of work in the first phase that wasn't done properly, or that
There's
was
no, yeah, there's no plastering. There was just a dig in the foundation, and I don't know how to say it, but it's not completed. The first phase is not completed.
right. But you went on and you advanced the second stage.
I went on because, like I said, I was not here, and I was having, whether I was getting photos or I'm getting videos as to what was taking place. I tried speaking to him
Right,
and letting him know of what I'm hearing and what the faults are. He assured me that this wasn't the way, and he said the house have to have a certain things, all sorts of excuses. So I'm saying, because the place was supposed to be an open concept,
open.
and it was supposed to be an open concept, and
Explain
it's
open
not an
concept
open.
for me. Explain open concept because I think
No
that
walls.
when we say
Open
open concept,
concept means no walls.
no walls on the
Your
inside.
kitchen, your living room, your dining room is all in one. There's no
Right.
walls.
You could see from the living room and see straight through
See everything. You see everything.
open.
So when I go into my place, it's a maze. There's pure walls everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Right.
so that point that at that point when you was the end of the second phase, right? Or the
Well,
beginning of the
no,
some second
that's
phase.
the part of. Well, I don't know if it was part of the first or the second phase. To be honest,
Okay.
you know,
But
I
let me
really don't know.
but okay, all right, cool, no problem. But let me ask you this question. So we go back, and again, I don't mean to interrogate. I just want to get a
Yeah,
full understanding
that's
of the
fine.
whole thing. So to the viewers, did you have a plan? Did you have
Yes,
a
I did. Yes,
plan
I did. Yes, I did.
that was approved
I
and that
had I had two plans. I had a modified plan and I had a plan that was approved. Simply because I didn't like the front, so I changed the front of the building. And
oh,
but everything was pretty much the same. I just
right,
changed it from because I didn't like the look. So I
right.
gave him two of the plans, the modified and the approved plan,
So he had he had the
both of
exact
them.
plan with the
Yeah,
open concept,
yeah,
how you want it, no walls.
right.
Was it it was a three-story building, a three-story
Eventually it was going to be a three-story, but in the meantime it was going to be a two-level. I was,
level?
later on I was going to add a top floor, but right now it was going to be a two-story house.
Right. So did you have confidence in that builder, or did you have confidence based on what you know that he could have completed the job with a plan in hand, And the job that was a task, did you have confidence
He
that?
gave me he gave me, what word should I use? Surety, or I don't know, to
Mhm.
believe that like I said, he sent me photos of buildings that he did.
Right.
Um, like I said, he's also doing the neighbors. So I kind of had confidence in that sense, and I just wanted a mutual builder. I mean, because I've been for proper bills, and it's just same problem of trusting anybody,
Right.
right? So
Right.
here I am, I trusted him because also my neighbor is also a foreigner and is going to the same nonsense. So I just
Yeah.
really trusted that sense that he's going to do two houses properly and to how we like. But
Right.
turned out,
So what the bank involved, or you was just funding this from your savings?
no, the bank is not involved.
The bank was not involved.
No.
Okay, all right. So let me just recap for everyone who's watching right now. We're speaking to Simone, and Simone had a series of unfortunate events, with a builder that she contracted to build a house for her in St. David's, right? And it was broken up into three phases. Basically, as phase one would be completed, the monies would be paid, and then we'll move on to the next phase, and then the third phase. And by the end of the third phase, she should have been handed her keys, right? But she's saying when she came back, although she was dissatisfied with the first phase, however, she fronted some extra some funds to the builder, that he went ahead and started to go forward with phase number two. But she was dissatisfied, and she claimed that when she saw what the building, the concept that was done, it was nothing like how that was on the plan. She wanted an open concept, meaning that you could, it's just open. You know what open concept is. But when she saw the property and saw the house, it was walls. It was like a maze. It was like passing through the kitchen, the living room, and it was just all walls all over the place. That's not what she wanted. But how could he made such a mistake if he was working by plan? Was he following the plan? Was he not following the plan? Did the plan get mixed up, confuffled somewhere? What happened?
I have no idea what happened. Well, he told me that I didn't give him a plan to begin with. So I
Oh,
don't know how could I not give him a plan, and he's building the house the way I want the modified house to be. So I don't know. So I'm asking him right now, can I please have a copy of the plan? And he's telling me that I never gave him a copy of the plan.
well, hold up. How you mean you never get a copy of the plan?
That's
So
where we are right
how was the
now.
house
I'm
being built?
asking him for a copy of the
So
plan, and he's not giving it.
how is the house being built if there is no plan, if he didn't have a copy of
Junior,
it?
I have no idea. So I'm asking myself the same question. So all he has right now is a photo of the complete building, and I'm saying, so where, if it's a complete building, where is the rest of the plan? He's telling me all I gave it to him was to see the windows, and I'm saying, like, come on, man.
Okay, all right. Continue. So you saw, and that to me there is a big red flag, because if the plan is the blueprint.
I'm also asking for every receipt, and he cannot produce the receipts to me. So that's where
Right.
I need to know where the receipts are.
Right. So you left and you went back to Grenada and you started to look at the property and you realized that this doesn't look like how I want it to look. So you contacted
Right,
him. Tell me what happened after
right.
you started the conversation with him.
So I came and I contacted him, told him to meet me on the property that day,
Right.
and he came. I asked him to present the plan, and that's where all the whatever went on, because I asked him, can you please present the plan to me? He's telling me that I did not give him a plan. So I'm saying, how could I not give you a plan? What are you working with?
Mm-hmm.
And can I have the receipts? And he's telling me 30 years he's doing this business. He never gave nobody a receipt. So I've been asking him from since I gave him the first set of phase money. Can I please just have receipts you know, from the construction companies or wherever you buy the material? What if I need a layout? And I have not gotten anything yet. And I only saw him one day last week from since I came, and I haven't seen him since. I went to the police, and trying to locate and make sure, get him
Mm, mm.
because I need my plan and I need the receipts.
Right. Did you have a copy? Because when you have a plan, of course, you may have a copy and he would have a
Of course,
copy. So you
of
have a
course,
copy of the plan as well.
definitely.
And you're saying that that was registered, that plan was
Yes, it
approved,
is.
everything ready to go.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So I know a lot of people asking for the builder name. We're going to get to that, guys. Don't jump the gun. We're moving slowly. We'll get to that. Right. So I got an opportunity to speak to the builder. And as much as we say right along live, everyone have a story to tell, we also say that everybody have a right to defend themselves. So we did get an opportunity to speak to the builder. His name is Julian, and he has been his claim is that he had been doing this for many, many years. All right. And we're going to talk to the neighbor about the neighbor situation. So I got a chance to speak to Julian a little bit earlier today. And it was interesting the contrast of how Julian saw the job and how what has been explained to us right now. So just check out piece of what Julian said. And at any point in time, Simone, if you hear something that you have a discrepancy on, just tell me to stop and let's talk about it. All right. So this is Julian
Okay.
respond. After I spoke to him today, he was aware that I was recording him. And this is what he said. Listen in.
Okay, okay. Let me tell you what is the problem. Why you relates to.
Mm-hmm.
I will get to work for her. You can keep a note of it, because I be speaking the honest truth to you.
Right. Okay. So can I actually I could keep a note of all that you're saying, right, on record, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, keep you could do that. You doing that?
Yes.
All right. Okay. From day one, and she see I was doing a house next door. She come to me. She say the builder who building this house, she will like the builder to build her house.
Right.
I said no. I said no problem. So she tell me the next day she will bring the plan come and show me exactly what she want to be done. So she did bring the plan come. She bring the plan come. I said, well, that is not an approved plan. Where is the approved plan? She will get it by so and so time. But basically, that's the one she want to work with and think so.
All right, let's stop it right there. And Simone, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still
I
here.
think
I
we lost.
just got a little bit disconnected. I didn't hear. But
Yeah. Okay.
go ahead.
All right. I realize you got disconnected. I want you to listen in because he made some claim that was slightly different to what you said. So I'll go back a little bit.
Yeah.
And play it back. All right, stand by. Let me play that back again.
All right, okay. From day one, and she see I was doing a house next door. She come to me. She say the builder who building this house, she will like the builder to build her house.
Right.
I said no. I said no problem. So she tell me the next day she will bring the plan come and show me exactly what she want to be done. So she did bring the plan come. She bring the plan come. I said, well, that is not an approved plan. Where is the approved plan? She will get it by so and so time.
All right. That was not an approved plan.
So
he's
stop,
claiming-
Junior.
Yes, go ahead.
So you see how that doesn't make sense because he told me he doesn't even have my plan. So if I
Mhm.
already give him the modified plan, how come he doesn't have it to show me? Right? Because he's saying he wants the approved plan. So if I didn't give him any, what is he working off of? Where is that other plan? So what happened? I gave him a plan, the first plan. I had to get the approved plan from the builder that I had. So I told him he has to
Right.
hold on, right? I went and I photocopied the the modified plan and I gave it to him. I had to wait again for the approval plan. I told him, you know what? I have to wait on the approval plan because he said just in case, the people, whoever comes, he needs the plan, he needs the approval. So I got that for him. So he had the two plans. So now I am actually hearing that I did give him a plan,
Right. And the two
right?
plans that you had, was it a replica? Was it a
There
copy of
was
the same
two,
plan or
there was
two
a
different plans?
replica and there was a modified. So there was two of the same, which was
Uh-huh.
one had proof paper on it, right? And there
Uh-huh.
was the modified. So there was two of the approved plan, if you understand what I mean.
Right. Okay, so what was the reasoning behind giving him two separate
Because
plans?
that's what I had at the moment when I first met him. That's what I had in my car at the moment. So because, I was picking him, whatever, this is what I showed him. And I told him that I have to get the approved one. And I was going at the time to photocopy the modified one. It's just to give him a plan at the time. You understand? And I told him, this is what we're working with. He
Okay.
went
All right.
ahead and he did the foundation just as the modified plan.
Oh, so he did the building as the modified plan. That's what
Yes.
you're saying?
But he doesn't have the modified plan to show me anymore.
So
So
he
he's
mixed up
telling me
for
that
them.
I did not give him the modified plan. You
Okay.
understand? So he's
Let
telling you now that I came and I give him, and how come he's asking for the approval one? So obviously I gave him the two plans. You understand what I'm saying? He
right.
already cut the house in some the way of the modified.
Okay. All right. Let's move on.
But basically, that's
Okay.
the plan she want to work with and think so. The plan she want to work with is not approved.
So he's saying the plan that you want to work with, the plan that you told him to go ahead work with, was not the approved plan. Why did he have that understanding?
Okay, because I told him it was a modified, it's just the front of the house that I want, but the inside of the house did not change. It was just the outside because the architect who drew the house for me before, made a whole mess. So I had to get it modified. And he told me he can work on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he told me that, he needs the approved one because just in case the inspector comes, but the building did not change inside or anything. It's the same, you know, 2 bedroom upstairs, whatever the concept was. It did not change.
Right.
Then
Right.
the square footage didn't change until he came and he made the house bigger. And I thought to myself, okay, he did because I didn't, I wasn't too aware of whatever. I thought that when he dig the foundation, it will be hard now to go back to the house, the size of the house that I wanted, because
Mm-hmm.
he went and made the house bigger. To be honest, I did when we cut it out. I did went to him and I said, you know what, builder, I want about 6 feet, and I went as far as measuring my feet to show him how much more I wanted, for the extension of the building. But
Right.
he went way bigger than that.
But let me ask you a
Then
question.
after he said to
Man,
me,
hold on,
yeah,
stick up in right there. The changes that you asked him to make, was that a part of the plan? Or that was an adjustment to the existing?
no, that was an adjustment. That was an adjustment that I asked him for because there was a garage, and I told him that I don't want the garage. Let's make the garage into a room, and
Right.
that was the change that we made.
So did the price increase if you say adding 10 feet, 5 feet, 7 feet?
So
Big price
he
change?
mentioned that when he did, the size of the house now, I'm saying, how much is this going to cost me? Because I already have a budget to what I was going to spend on this house, right?
Right.
So the next day I came to him and I said, you have to tell me how much this is because I don't know, what if I can't afford it?
Right.
So then he went around and he said, just give me a little 15,000. So I said,
Oh,
15,000? Just
what kind of Mickey Mouse thing are you doing? So what kind of give a little something? Well, are you building a little
that's what he
cool house?
what I tell you the honest truth, right? He's like, give me put on 15,000. So I'm saying, okay, 15,000. So I put that calculation on the side, right? And that was
When did a red flag go off? Like, yo,
the
we
red
are
flags been going
building
up.
a little cool house, That is that not a little dog house, a little kennel in the back of the house. That is a house. That is a house where you go
I
stay.
know, right?
Yeah, a little you just give me a little 15,000. Give me a little 10,000 now. I'll hook you up, man. I'll make it at 10 feet longer. I'll make it crossway so and that all
Well, there
that's
was no crossway, so it was just to add in the rest of the square footage, right?
right.
And then that was just it.
Okay. So he said, give me a little something, give me a little $15,000 there on the side.
Right.
And I will think it. But weren't you concerned that if this information is being shared with him and it's not a part of the plan, and he might forget, like I'm thinking,
No, because I wrote it down. No, because I wrote it down, and I kept my paper trail of it, of what he said.
Yeah, but weren't you concerned? Weren't you saying to back ahead? Because okay, when you build in a house, and this is my understanding, I don't build houses, but I built my studio here, and I had to work by a specific plan because I'm not the only one that's doing it. I have other people, so they have to know the schematics. While I might be doing the front, they might be doing the back. So they have to know, everybody have to know, and everybody is guided by that plan. That plan is not like one person putting up a post so and they run in and the back and put up another post. So it has to be, it has to be altered.
Right.
You understand? It has to be physically altered. So by him just saying add a 10 feet day, he probably got confused or forgot or didn't realize or didn't remember or whatever it was. But pretty interesting. Let's keep going. Let's keep going forward.
I think so. So she by time she do everything, she will get the other one. When the other one come, she tell me she don't working with her full plan. She working with the same plan she give me. She working with that. So I start foundation with the plan. After I start foundation with the plan, after now the woman come, every woman talking about she give me a next plan. I say, no, you didn't give me no plan. You didn't give me no plan. You really want
Come
to
on there, Junior.
Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just said, that doesn't really make any sense, right?
Right. Because he said no that you didn't give him no plan.
Right.
So the issue here is, I guess the issue is not if you gave him a plan or didn't give him a plan, because he already admitted that he did in fact
Right.
have a plan. He had two plans, so he
Right.
physically had a plan. Right. So that's a bit contradictory. So let's go ahead.
and one reflect. One plan approved, the next one do approve. And think so. So the one do approve, they the one she intend to build the house with. And think I tell her physical plan and buy for them thing and them so, but she still say we have the original, so we could present the original to physical planning if they pass. If they pass. And think so. I say okay. Now the woman telling me to give me a next plan. I said, no, give me no next plan. So give me two plans to join and one single reflect you give to me. And things. So she said, she give me a plan and she got the course and get time. She wants she plan. I said, well, you didn't give me no plan, so how will I get plan for you? I don't know what documents you have again. Maybe you're thinking you give me and you don't give me. And think so. I go so far tell her the house is there. She want to go and search the house and will she police and get no plan in my house. Two plan and one single reflect she give me. And think so. And that's it.
So what about the phase planning?
Well, let me tell you now.
Mm-hmm.
Phase one was the excavation and everything there. The excavation, pillar holes and everything. We do phase one into floor slabs. When we tell the floor slab, like phase one.
Mm-hmm.
She asked me about it and explain it to her. When you cast the floor, the ground floor.
Mm-hmm.
After you do all the foundation blocks and everything, fill out blocks with concrete, fill up the hole between them blocks and with backfill that, you compact that and everything, and then you put a mat. And normally you use a steel mat. Put down proof and put a steel mat and top it inside the BRC. Any movements now, the steel could hold of that. We create steel and half inch steel. I always do my ground floor with this side.
Mm-hmm.
And thing. I do it. All that. She satisfied with that.
So far, everything sounds accurate. What he's saying so far?
No.
Okay. What else is
Something
out?
is not. Yeah, some of the things is not accurate. I mean, he did. I can, I have to look at the contract to see what it is. That
Right.
the first is. Well, I mean, I've been looking it over, but it's a whole bunch besides that. Like,
Right. Okay. Um, there are a lot of instances. Let me just say this: there are a lot of instances that I'm aware of where a number of individuals, especially folks from the diaspora, they were met with situations like these where they were given projects to builders. One of which is my sister, by the way. I remember
yeah,
a few years ago, my sister called me frantic because she had a situation where she would have paid how much thousands of dollars to this particular individual, and this particular individual was giving her the run around for Christ's
Mhm.
sake. The man just didn't want to pay her back the money, and he was giving the money. That's also a similar story of what we heard from a few other people who called us um, within this past month or so and was
Right.
complaining of having problems, right? So just on a programming note, guys, this week we're going to have a lawyer on the program to update everyone on what are the things that you need to do and need to know before you obtain a builder, because you might not be physically there. So there are some things that you need to know. So we're going to help you with that. In the week, we're going to have someone on the program to clarify the process and what you should know when building a property. All right. So we promise you guys that we're going to have that here. All right. So I want to go back to your conversation a bit, Simone. You said that after you tried to get in touch with Julian, he was unresponsive. He wasn't answering. He wasn't. You couldn't find him.
Well, I called. Well, I told you we met the first time on Wednesday when I last week, and that was the only time that I met with him. And then at the police station, I think the following evening. But calling him, he wouldn't. He would answer. Whenever he feels like. So today, I actually had a conversation. He actually answered, and I said we need to have a conversation. Like
Mm.
you can't just be leaving me. I'm calling you, and because I told him I need the receipts. So he's saying that he can't. He's getting the receipts together for me.
Right.
So that's what's holding him up. But I would assume that he had the receipts, right? Because I also went to some of the places, and there's no good news there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm just waiting for him to bring the receipts to me or to the police officer. That's what we're waiting for. So that's why, I guess I haven't seen him since, but I need to know what's going on with the building.
What about the building as is right now? How complete is the project?
It's like I said, first phase hasn't been completed. The there's a you know there's a whole bunch of mishaps.
Mishaps like what? Like what?
When I say the windows are not done properly, the blocks,
When you say the windows are not done properly, what do you mean? The windows are not the size that you wanted. The windows are one-sided. The windows are not straight. There is
all
no
of those
window.
things, all of those things, all of those things, all of those things.
Give me a specific one. Like, give me a specific
Like
something.
the house doesn't even have a back door.
What was it?
There's no back door.
There's no back door,
There's no back entrance. No.
and
I
that
saw
back
something.
entrance,
I saw something as a back entrance, but it's not. It's not a back entrance.
and that back entrance is on the plan.
Yeah, there's a back entrance on the plan.
Oh, okay. All right. What else? What else is inconsistent? I know you said the open concept. It looked like a jigsaw puzzle when you walked in there. There's a lot of walls all over the place. Um, the windows, the back entrance. What else is inconsistent to what you expected?
Well, like I said, that's what's done right now, and then that's the first floor. The walls, the windows. I mean, the stairs is in the wrong. Stairs is not right. Um, quite a bunch of imperfections that I heard he didn't really care about. In that sense, just bypass it, to the workers. Um, so
The stairs is
it's
not.
not done the right way.
Oh,
It's in the wrong spot.
oh, okay. So, that's pretty sad because it's concrete. It's not like it's board, no.
Well,
It's
no, he
not,
didn't cast the stairs yet. He just put up the casing for the stairs, so it could be
okay.
easy. He didn't cast that, so I stopped. Like I told you, I stopped him from casting because he said he was going to cast. He
Right.
called me and said he was going to cast like yesterday, and I said no, please don't cast. Just hold work until I come to Grenada. So this is what happened.
So as it stands right now, about how much money you pay Julian?
Just a little bit over 200,000. Just a little bit.
Wow. And that 200,000 would have been like what, the completion of like phase two or
Yeah.
starting completion of phase
No,
two?
no, no. Completion of phase two. So phase two would have been like let's say like 260
Okay. So he just a little shy
of
of,
the 260.
of completing phase two.
Yeah.
Right. And in your estimation, right? Um,
Mm.
how how much, give me a percentage, like how much percent of phase two you think is actually completed?
Zero.
Zero.
Well, I would say that. I don't, okay, I wouldn't be okay. Let me not exaggerate. To be honest, I don't know. I wouldn't say, but like I said, I stopped the cat. Is it to do is it the casting? So I stopped him there. So there's nothing else that's going on. It's just the ply that's the plywood and stuff that's there.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. Yeah. $200,000 is not a little bit of money. And the city bank is not involved. That's all coming from your personal savings.
Yep.
Um, so could the problems that was created, could it be fixed?
Yes, it could be fixed.
Right. Is Julian willing to fix the problem, or you willing to have him fix the problem if he could do XYZ, or what is your mindset right now in far as
Well,
doing
again, we need to have a conversation, as in, where funds has dispersed to and certain things like that before I go ahead and make any kind of executive decisions, because I need to get those in hand first, right?
right?
So I can know where I stand, where I'm moving, what's the
Yeah.
next step. So,
You mentioned earlier, you mentioned earlier that you were you were given reference. Yeah,
sorry
you
about
was
that.
given, yeah. You mentioned earlier that you was given a reference to this particular builder by a neighbor, right? So I'm pretty sure if you were given a reference from a
Not
neighbor, which
necessarily
means,
reference, but I saw him building the neighbor's house, and I'm saying, okay,
so did he complete the neighbor's house? Is the neighbor satisfied
no,
with the work? The
no,
neighbor is not satisfied with the work.
no,
Ooh. So he did he finish?
no.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's open up the phone lines right now, guys. 718-701-5720. That's my number right here. We're speaking with Simone. Now, Simone, of course, as many returning nationals uh, in the Caribbean, we travel back home and we want to, build our homes. Simone, no different. She decided to start the process of building her home in Grenada, St. David. She was given a reference initially by a neighbor who, well, not reference, he was building, the builder was doing some work, construction on the neighbor's property, and she took him up to build her house. But at this point, she's very dissatisfied with the quality of work that she received. I mean, she's saying that as far as the plan is concerned, there are instances where windows supposed to be a certain place. Windows is not where it's supposed to be. Sorry, doors and all of these things. Let me just connect the phone lines really quickly. Standby caller. Let me just connect the phone lines. Caller, standby caller. Let me put you up. All right, caller, you are live. Go right ahead.
Good evening, Junior.
Hey, good evening. How are you doing, sir?
Good evening. I'm all right. Good evening, Simone. Well, Simone, I'm so sorry the drama you're in at the
Yeah.
moment with this builder. Right? I'm extremely sorry about that. Quick question for you. At what stage did you know that he did not complete your the neighbor's house before you gave him the project?
No, no,
When
no,
you
no.
gave him the
He
project?
just already the neighbor's house was on foundation also. He did not, he did not complete the house. He was starting from the ground up also.
Mm.
I I missed the tail end of Simone's expression. Could you say that again, Simone?
Oh, no, he only was at the foundation part also when I met the builder. So he wasn't at any. He was just at
Okay.
phase one going, and then, like I said, I had to leave.
Mm.
Right. Right. But at what stage were you told that he did not complete?
Oh,
Because somebody
I
told you that.
did not. I wasn't told. I just came. I came. I came. I'm here. I came to see it. It's not complete. This started in May.
Okay.
The project started
Okay.
in May, and I
Right.
stopped it in August, and I came
Okay.
now to see what is really going on. So
All right. And one other quick expression I have, this is just so regrettable. You said that the builder said he's doing this for some 30 years and he never issued a receipt to anyone.
well, that's what he said to me
Am I
after the
correct,
fact when we went to the
Simone?
police.
Uh-huh. After the fact, he told, okay. All right. All right. Well, this is something else. Junior, just a quick expression before I leave. I don't have all the details, so I don't want to conclude on what's going on between someone and the builder relative to, certain events. But what I do know is there are unscrupulous builders in Grenada. Remember one of my relatives was building his home. He literally had to be on the site every day to keep tabs with his building project because, otherwise he would have been
You
taken
know, sir,
advantage of. So you literally have to babysit them because if you don't do that, you run the risk of being conned, literally. Yeah.
very
And
much.
there are reputable builders here, so it isn't a case where everybody is shady, but
It's the same way.
there are some builders who are very dishonest. Yeah. So I'm just so sad. I hope there could be an end to this, some resolution. But this is complicated. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on this, Kenway. I appreciate it. Again, guys, 718-701-5720. We're talking to Simone, and Simone has the issue of having spent so much money, over $200,000, and she's not satisfied with the quality of work that she received. Let's go back to the phone lines. Caller, live, where you calling us from? Okay, caller is not, we didn't get a caller as yet. So again, guys, you could call in 718-701-5720. And we also, as I said earlier, this week, I promise you guys that we will have a lawyer, someone who is very versed with the with buildings in the Caribbean and what to look for, what to look out for, what to expect, and how to be safe when you are building a house or planning to build a house, especially if you are traveling from the United States or Canada and you're not going to be there every day or not going to be on the island. There are unscrupulous behaviors by unscrupulous people who will take advantage of not only your ignorance, but they will take advantage of the fact that you are not there on island. Let's go back to the caller. Caller, live, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Tobago.
Tobago, go right ahead.
I know what that lady going through. Good afternoon, everybody. I know what that lady's going through. Actually, one of my boss lose $2.something million off of building, right? And then when I was leaving before this last time, they gave me some money. They put me in charge of everything. So I had to supervise every worker, make sure they work. If they don't work, I had to come to a conclusion and do paperwork and stuff.
Right.
So I had to babysit people, make sure they do the people and work, make sure they give in a timely manner, make sure they get paid and everything. And if they're not certified, they not get paid for that, and that's what she need to do right through. I'm a project manager. I know everything was going on and things. So I always been a smart one to make sure as a woman, we need to trust people and do business properly. Then to just close the eye and just drop your money in the people in hand.
Yes.
Because they ain't doing nothing. They just want to just rub you.
Thank you. Absolutely bad. Got another call on the line, then we go back to Simone. Caller live, where are you calling us from? Hold on. Caller live, where are you calling us from?
Press star.
Yeah. Caller live, where are you calling us from?
Like I paid for that, and that's what she needs.
Hello?
Right, from Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Brooklyn,
turn down your background. Turn down your background all the way down. And just listen to me on the phone line.
I take it. Right, I did.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Junior, I'm sympathized with the caller, but that happened to me a few years ago. In 2018, I decided to build a house in Grenada, and I paid someone. He dropped a plan for me, and he told me it was $14,000 for the plan.
Mm-hmm.
The plan was very good, nice. He showed me a plan. He told me that plan cost $14,000. But my project, I didn't want to spend more than $800,000. He go drop a plan for me, and I had to give him, I think it was $12,000. I gave the guy a check for $5,000. The guy took my money and go. Not only he took my money and had no intention of giving me a plan, drafting a plan, he did it because we as foreigners, we cannot come back to Grenada back and forth in the court. I went back to Grenada after asking him for my plan and my money for over 5 months. I went back to Grenada. I contacted a lawyer. When the lawyer said, that's what it normally does. I contact the police. When the police get in contact with him, I couldn't even call the person name. It was Ken, Ken Co-Design. And the reason why I took him is because I knew the family and I thought he was a very trustworthy person. When the police contacted him, Officer Kedo in the police station, he told the police, you can't do civil matter, let's just do it. So I had to start doing things. When we in the diaspora start saying that's wrong. When I give you money to do something, at least you could give me my money, give me what I pay you for. Do not assume that you could take my money and because it will be a problem for me to going back and forth from New York to Grenada to sue you for $5,000, it's better to just leave it like that.
Yeah.
So I understand what she's doing, what she's saying, and people in the builders in Grenada need to stop, and the government need to put things in place so when things like that happen, they took these builders and them out of commission. Because today, Ken is doing the same thing to people in Grenada. He's taking their money, he's stealing from them in broad daylight, and he's just doing it to the next person, to the next person. But the good news about it all, I think about it, and I think about so many different things to do this young man. And I happen to get a good builder. I got a good builder that built a house for me that I'm so happy.
Right.
Okay? So what I'm saying to the people on there, when you decide to build in Grenada, ask question. I didn't ask. I just know the young man family, and I said he's a good person. But ask question. I got a good builder. Okay? He built a property for me. And he was very good. Caribbean, Fletcher. He did a good job.
Right.
But people in Grenada, the government in Grenada need to put things in place so we in the diaspora and other parts of the world do not feel that type of pressure, because it does happen. It happened to me.
The truth and the fact is, and you made a very valid point that a lot of those builders, they know that you are from the US and you're not going to take a flight to come down there on a regular, like every 2 weeks or whatever. So they take advantage of that. And I've heard someone else say the same thing. But did you ever get that money?
When I went to Grenada, when I went back in Grenada, I contacted Mr. Sylvester, lawyer Sylvester.
Yeah.
And when he explained it to me, he said, this is what this guy's going to do, because you won't come back and forth, because the court never called the same day, so you don't know when the case is calling. I go to the police. I speak to Mr. Coutain, and when he called up the young man, the guy said, tell her to sue me, because all you cannot arrest me. The government of Grenada needs to start to take those builders and their license away, because when I cry as a Grenadian, even though I'm living in the diaspora, I'm planning to go home. I'm putting money in the pocket of Grenadians.
Right.
These things need to stop.
I agree.
Junior, he took my $5,000. And a matter of fact, he didn't even give me a plan. He don't give me nothing. And then he said, if I need a plan, if I need what I wanted, I have to give him the rest of money. So he wanted me to give him the next $6,000 to do something. So this thing happens all the time. We have to call on our ministers, do something, because you guys go lose.
Right.
You guys go lose. And to the other people, when you guys in the diaspora trying to build, try to find out people in America, people that build house successfully and find out who they use and try to emulate them. And then one more thing, Junior. People will say, we don't want to deal with the bank. It's a good and a bad. I happen to believe when you deal with the bank, you have an extra eyes on your property, because if they don't move from phase 1 to phase 2, the bank hasn't really seen any money.
Right. Yeah.
So phase 1, the bank had to go and say, yes, phase 1 is completed. All the dots are dots and all the T are crossed. And you put somebody there to make sure all the dots are crossed. Then the bank released some money. But when we do it by ourselves and people say, oh, give us a $15,000, like they think the money is growing in some backyard in New York City. They don't realize the struggle we struggle.
Right.
They will never understand.
Right.
So the bank is good and the bank is bad. But use the bank so you can get an extra eye and pay it off anytime you want, as fast as possible the next week. But try to do that. Because Grenadians, something happened to us.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Junior.
Thank you so much, Carla. We appreciate your input on there. And I must add that the allegations made by the guests are solely that of the guests. We cannot identify or have not independently independently verify the information. So we'll call it an allegation at this point in time. Back with Simone. Simone, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So Simone, the caller gave a very good suggestion. And the suggestion with the bank, if it were going to the process of the bank, I mean, listen, anybody that take your money and decide to do a project, they should do the project. But definitely with the bank, it give an extra eye, extra protection, because the bank released the money periodically as one phase is completed. So there's an extra coverage that you didn't have there in this particular case right now. So Simone, where are you right this minute? What are your plans? What's going to happen with the property?
Well, I am waiting to hear from him.
Right.
And take it from there.
Right. So if you I mean, I spoke with him. I didn't have a problem reaching him. He spoke with me very well. Is it that you have a problem reaching him, or you guys not able?
Well, he answers his phone sometimes. But like I said, he's supposed to be bringing me some stuff. So I guess that's what's keeping him. But I need all of these things.
Right. Okay. All right. But listen, I have a whole lot more that he said. Well, we don't have, because of time. We don't have the time on the program to play back the whole interview. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the link to the interview on the page so you guys could check it out. You can listen to the whole entire conversation that I had with the builder, because he made some other accusations as well. We're going to play that over there. Anything else, Simone? Anything else you wanna say before we wrap it up?
No, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. I just needed to hear it, because it's just done too much to too much people now. So.
Yes. But listen, if you need us to be the mediator between, at least talking with Julian, and could fast track the process, or if that you're going to move on with another builder, that is ultimately your decision. But we like to see that things get underway, because I know how difficult it is to come over here, work so hard and spend so much money, and then at the end of the day, you're not satisfied where you're expecting to move back, because you're expecting to move back to Grenada. Right.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Right. And that's slowing down your movement. You can't do what you plan to do now.
I can, but I can't. I'm stagnant right now.
Right. Sad situation. But Simone, listen, we'll keep in touch and we will follow up.
Okay. Thank you.
Of this project. Thank you so much, Simone. All right, guys, we'll continue to open the phone lines here. Keep you guys, keep the calls coming in. 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. There are instances and situations, guys, where these things happen. But as the last caller said, which I think is a very, very, very good suggestion, that although you know, you may have the money and you may want to do that. If you're physically not on the ground or have somebody monitor the project on a daily basis, having the bank as a in between or working to the bank is another good step to ensure that the project goes through the phases and the money is released at a time. And because the bank is spending the money, so the bank, of course, will want to know that the money is spent properly and not waste, and the project is completed. That would be the responsibility of the bank in this particular case right here. But we're keeping the phone lines open, 718-701-5720. Give us a call. We also know that there are some people who went through something similar. All right. And this week, I promise you guys, we're going to have a lawyer who will speak to and on the topic of the best process that you could use when you are thinking about building a home back home. Call Eli, where you calling us from?
Trinidad here, Junior. Oba here.
Hey, Oba, how you doing?
All right. Now I was listening to what the lady was saying,
Yeah.
and then I listened to a piece of what the guy was saying. I didn't hear the entire thing,
Right.
But I think one thing builders need to do is ensure that the client who they're billing for understand the entire scope of works of a program or what it takes,
right,
to bring a job to full completion, right?
Yes.
She mentioned that how it's supposed to be 3 stories.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Build piece when you're building. When you're doing elevation, you have to put the necessary foundation in place to take the load that bearing on each column.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? So all the necessary drainage, trenches, and whatever will have to be dug out. I don't know the geographic location of the house, if it's on a hill, if it's on flat, access to getting materials there. I mean, some people has built houses in some kind of places that you had to pay extra to get things done.
Right.
You understand? She also had to take into consideration that during this pandemic, materials have skyrocketed.
Right.
Because it happened in Trinidad, it happening in Trinidad as well. Because I had a project that I was working on.
Mm-hmm.
I was working on, and every day something going up.
Right.
Every week something going up. You know.
Right.
But in the case of the open concept, and she says she saw that he put walls. That's in my opinion, is an easy fix. Once the structural work is done to compensate for what is going up upstairs,
yeah,
she could just take away the walls.
But hold on. Here's a possible problem if she just take away the walls. What about the What about the post, the size of the post? Like if you are just taking away the walls and the columns are not the suitable size to hold the building, and you're just taking down walls, you might have a problem.
Well, in my opinion, if he built to compensate. If he built to compensate for 3 stories,
right,
then the size of beam, the structural work supposed to be able to take the 3 stories, right? So he probably would have used 5/8 steel by a half inch binders, which is the stirrups.
Yeah.
You know, right. So according to the plan, he'll go according to what the plan says.
Right, and that is
so
where
the plan will have all this.
That's where the discrepancy is. The plan.
Yeah, the plan.
And where's the plan?
Will have all the structural work.
Did he read the wrong plan? Did he not have the correct information on the plan? Was the plan somehow didn't lay out? Because I'm yet to understand, and you're a builder, you understand this. If there is a opening or availability for a door or a window that is whatever size window, and that is specified on the plan, how difficult is to replicate what's on the plan to the actual building?
Well, those things are like more minor things. You understand? If you have to size a window bigger or smaller,
right?
Those are minor things. And I heard that she mentioned that. But what she was looking for is finishings. They can't look for finishing so easy, so early. Yeah. Right now the project in a young stage.
Right.
So to say that she looking for finishings, and next reason why she also mentioned that he didn't cast the stairs.
Right. Yet.
So as yet,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
probably some people would cast in the stairs. If the stairs is on the outside, they would make provisions in the upper level to have the steel to come everything cast in one.
Right.
You understand? So when you're doing a pour now, if it's ready mix truck or whatever you're using, you'll do one pour and done. So you'll have the steps and the upper level, which is the second floor, cast at the same time.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. And everything that has to be done supposed to be in the plan. So if it's elevation, you would know what size steel you're using, what size binders. So it would be 5/8 to 1/2 inch or 1/2 inch to 3/8 binders, or the case may be according to the
and if the anyone need to make changes to the plan or changes to the construction, that has to be changed on the plan.
Yeah, you have to change it on the plan as well, and you have to amend it.
Yes.
It must be amended, because if it's anything that critical, like critical structural work, then you have to make the proper provisions, because I mean, 3 stories is a lot of load, eh?
Yeah.
That is a lot of load. I also heard her say something like she was saying that the man said just give me an extra 15,000. What she should have done is say an extra 15,000, if that is material and labor, or just material alone or labor alone. You can't just let a man tell you, just give me $15,000 and you're not sure what it's going for.
Yes.
If it's for labor alone, and then you have to buy extra material to compensate that.
Yeah.
But for the while, what she could do, right, is have somebody else come.
Right.
Look at the work that was done. It ain't easy it ain't hard to do. And they could probably give a ballpark figure of, all right, this is how much I think this is how much work was done.
Right. And
this is the material that I calculate to get what we have here.
Yeah.
Because it ain't hard. They could just watch it and see, well, all right, it's 4 columns. If you watch on the column, you probably to the top. If you have it sticking out to take the beams on top, you can see the sizes, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, she could quantify how much was spent, and he will just have to tell the lady where he got his materials. She could go to the place and they could trace back the receipts or the time of purchase.
Right. Yeah. That's one of the other
You
things.
know?
But listen, I thank you for some of the clarification on some of the building and putting this project together. But again, as I said, thank you, Oba. We appreciate you, man. Trinidad. Stay safe, huh?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
As we said, guys, what I'm going to be doing in the next in this week self, we're going to have a lawyer back on the program, because a lot of people need to understand this process, right? It's a process that we find either there are major misunderstanding, there are situations where people not too clear on things, and there should be no discrepancies. If you're building a house, this is something that's permanent. When they make the foundation and they put up that post and they do all this, especially if it's concrete, it's not like board and you can move around piece of board. Now you're talking about concrete structures. All these things need to be, first of all, on a contract, on a plan, and it has to be done by code, right? They have to be done by code. You can't say, okay, well, you're going to start off to build a 2-story, but then you say, you know, I think I'll do a 3-story. But I'll put another story on top of that and make it a 4-story. Yeah, it has to be done by code. All right. So again, guys, this is a situation that we've been seeing, and we're going to continue to bring you and update you information. If you have situation and you have allegations, you've been through a situation where you want to report it, you could get it into us, get it into the necessary authorities. But I definitely think that there had to be serious regulation to prevent and avoid people from getting caught in this. I'm not saying that this is a con scheme, but there are a lot of people that are doing this, and they are not, you could consider it a con scheme. They are taking advantage of people, especially when they travel from abroad. All right? That's all we have for you today, guys. We thank you so much for being a part of our program. On behalf of our production team here at Ride Along, our senior producer, Lois JJ, our moderators, we have Kibbs, Gail, Charles, and Deanne Fraser. We say thank you guys so much. Don't forget, Ride Along Live is where everyone have a story to tell. And also, we believe that everyone have an opportunity or should have an opportunity to defend themselves. That's why we spoke to the builder, and he explained his part, his side of it, and we're going to post his entire response on the Ride Along page as well. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Peace out and good night. Before I go, guys, let me tell you that coming this on the 17th, I believe this Sunday, let me get a flyer. Yeah, this Sunday, the NDC New York chapter is cordially invite you to a dinner with the Honorable Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell. That's going to be in New York. Ticket, that's September 17th, Saturday, September 17th at 8 p.m. Tickets donation only $200. That happens at Glen Terrace. I was also told today, first batch of tickets was sold out. They added an additional batch of tickets. So if you want to get in and rub shoulders, dinner event with the Prime Minister here in New York, Glen Terrace, call these numbers right now, 347-432-6963 or 347-528-3038. Call that number right now. You might be able to get on, because I was told earlier today that they added 200 more tickets, but that is moving real fast. So if you want to be there, call the number and reserve your tickets right now. Also, guys, hold on. There's one other thing I needed to talk about really quickly. Yes, all right, here we go. Kings of Kings 2, Vincy Mid Greens, DJ Lil B, Naughty Vibes, DJ Synergy, those are the DJs, but tons of artists and performers, Looney Spark and Electrify, Hitman Inspector, Mr. Legs, Worse Ways, and of course from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Marlo, Kemi, and a host of others. Tickets, admission in advance, $40 and more at the door. Peace out. Catch me tomorrow. Bye-bye for now. Ciao.
Grenadian products are now only a mouse click away at GrenadaMarket.com. Nutmeg and guava jams, jellies and the syrups, world-famous nutmeg pain relief spray, black sage, soursop, lemongrass, and bois bande bar. Ordering is simple and friendly. All major credit cards accepted. Safe, secure shopping guaranteed. GrenadaMarket.com ships your product anywhere in the world. So when you can't go to the island, the products off the island can be sent to you. Just log on to www.grenadamarket.com and experience our quick delivery and homely service.
Chicks Export Limited, Toronto, Canada. Shipping barrels and other cargo to Grenada in 3 weeks, including custom clearing and home delivery to anywhere in Grenada. They source, purchase, and ship new and used anything. Call or WhatsApp Eric, aka Greens, on 416-569-9755. That's 416-569-9755. Check us out on Facebook at Green Chicks Export or email us at greenchicksexport@gmail.com.
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
Well, it's on Ride Along, so it's happening here.
Came over here. What does it mean? You know, I grew up in what I guess we call a typical family.
We break all the stories, and that's just a fact. And that's why everyone has a story to tell.